Have you ever wondered, why are the things in Minecraft so inconvenient to do? I mean, now that we have smartphones, we can get things like food with the push of a button, right? So why not in Minecraft? Well, I have good news for you. Now that we have access to the Sculk sensor, we can finally make things in Minecraft more convenient. And I'm gonna show you how. Now, I want to show you guys a base using the Sculk sensors that'll make everything in your Minecraft life so much more convenient. Now, this drop may give you a bunch of damage regularly, but using the new Sculk sensors, if I jump down here, Sculk sensor activated, but I didn't get anything from it. However, if I jump twice, suddenly there's a lingering heal potion of instant health 2. That'll instantly get you all the way back up, especially if you're in the middle of a fight. And the reason why I have it as 2 jumps here is so your opponent can't get the same healing from it as you. Now, I'm going to take you into this room. This should be a sign that says, don't open anything or else you get hurt. But, for the people who seem to ignore this, there is a punishment for you. Now, before I show you what happens when you open one of these chests, I want to show you that running and jumping should have no effect on what will happen. So you should be fine. Now, if I were you, I would add doors here. I didn't, just for the aesthetics, and you can get rid of this and add more drop dispensers. I just did this so there was light in here. You can add lights in the back, but that's not the point. The point is, this kills me. Huh. Oh right, I didn't put anything in this one. Well, it's supposed to kill me. Now, if you're ever encountering the problem where you need to eat, but you only have 1 steak and that's not gonna fully heal you, this base has a solution. Infinite food. Well, finite food, depending on how much food you have. It'll just keep dropping more and more and more. The second you eat, it'll drop even more. I should make those walls out of wool. Ooh, before I show you how to make it, there's a thing that I designed here. It's a proximity alarm. So, if someone places a block near your base, which this Sculk sensor will detect, it'll send an alert that'll push this wool up, showing that someone's, well, placed a block near your base. And this one sends an alarm of what happens when someone breaks a block near your base. They'll both power on when someone breaks a block near your base or your base, but the main point is that it'll show if a person has broken in or is a threat to your base. And you'll know this because it'll only be players that can break and place blocks. So, you'll know exactly if a player has been near your base. Now for the question most of you want answered. How do I make a base like this? Well, I made a simple circuit that powers on when only an amount of sound is given. You see, a feature with the Sculk sensors, if I take a step, it'll only power these two pistons. If I take a step, it'll only power these two pistons. This is just because they're a bit too close. Which is, yeah, the pistons are a bit too close, which is a problem on my bad. But anyway, if I fall, however, it'll power more. Do not count these ones. These ones do not count. So it's just how I placed the pistons. They were placed in another way, but they kept powering on and triggering the Sculk sensor. Speaking of that, powering a piston will give you, I think, a full signal. As well as placing a block gives you that much. Powering a piston. And you see, doing this you have to go quite a bit away. Because, of course, placing blocks triggers it first before the redstone signal. This causes problems when you want to trigger a piston, but the result instead sounds the placed block alarm. So yeah, that goes through all the repeaters. And destroying blocks will have a similar effect. Now, I've labeled most of these, like step, flap, swim, elytra freefall, hit ground, wolf, splash, shaking, projectile shoot, and more. There are more, but I ran out of time to finish these signs, and I was kind of lazy and I just didn't want to. Sorry. But that's getting off point. These can be used to make circuits like this. Circuits like this is the strength 1 circuit. So the redstone lamp turns on once it gets a sound that strength is 1. Now, this redstone lamp will not turn on once it gets a strength of 1, because this is strength 2. Now, what is the difference? The difference are these chests. This is a strength of 11, and because of how comparators work, you need full stacks of redstone dust or any item filled to about this, and it will give a signal that will only turn on the redstone lamp once it gets that exact number of sound. So let's wait for that Sculk sensor to depower and open this chest, and there we go. The redstone lamp turned on. Now, what was this? This was a strength of 15. I think that you can get, yeah, you can get a strength of 15 from a fishing rod. And a strength 14 also from a fishing rod. And this, of course, has a strength 13, then 12. Sometimes it will skip a few, like this. This is the eating one. This is the circuit for if you're eating. It gives a single strength of 7. And of course, this will give you a single strength of 5, which is the jump one. So each circuit is different based on how much redstone dust, in this case, is in the chest. And yes, once again, it does have to be full stacks. So that's just the basic circuit, and it's really easy to implement. I've already showed you that I've put in here, but it basically stops. Oh right, forgot those are both the same signal strength. So yeah, that'll power on because it's the same signal strength. And I can't do anything about that. But yeah, this is the basics of this. I don't like lag. And that it's just always gonna work like this. Where did I put? Okay, let's just ignore that for now. Yeah. Basically, it's just this again and again. It's really simple. Because Sculk sensors are really broken in this sense. I mean, you can make a base just sheerly off of sound. And I did the bare minimum of just 3 rooms. Each thing that has movement. Movement does not include drinking potions, as I found out, because I used to have a potion room in there, but I had to remove it because drinking potions apparently does not. Well, you get it. So basically, this is how you can use. Basically, this is how you. This basically shows how you can use Sculk sensors to make a base that works just off of sound and nothing else. It's insane. And it's really fun to try. And if these things aren't extremely rare, which I think to balance it out, they would be really rare. Especially since it would only be in one cave biome, which I'm guessing would be a rare one. So, if you have a lot of these, you could definitely make a base that only needs certain sounds. And you need to separate it by wool, unlike I did, because those sounds would trigger each other. It's like having Google Home in your Minecraft base. Like, hey Google, splash a potion. Or, hey Google, give me food. And boom, instantly, you get that. It's really, really cool. And I think you'll like it. But for now, bye-bye.